A funky car like this definitely deserves a funky location like this. You're watching 91 Wheels with Bunny Punia. This is the 2020 Verna and I am in the graffiti zone of Delhi, an apt location to understand what is new in the new Verna. The design first. The Verna has always been a good looking sedan, and with this mid-life update, it certainly went to a very good salon. Up front, the lights are sharper and also have the new integrated DRLs. The grille is bigger and the bumper all new. Certainly sporty, and now gets a cool looking silver horizontal insert at the lower part. The side profile of the 2020 Verna remains same, though the alloy wheel design is all new. In this top spec model, these alloy wheels come with tire size of 195 by 55 R16. At the back, the same LED tail lamps are retained, though the bumper as expected is new. In the Turbo Patrol model, you also get a tweaked bumper and dual exhaust outlets. All in all, in this particular shade of fiery red, the new Verna does attract a lot of attention on the road. Now the interiors of the upgraded 2020 Verna, they remain largely identical to the earlier version, no changes over here. For starters, the amount of features is what makes the car very special. If you are a young gun, you are into gadgets, you want a car to pamper yourself, this will make a lot of sense. From cool wireless charging right over here to ventilated seats for both driver and co-driver. Yes, even your better half, your girlfriend, your wife can have the seat ventilated for these summers. You have a sunroof over here, you have a really good sounding audio system, you have the Bueling app, you also have a driver rear view monitor. Basically when you're driving the car, you can see what's happening behind you. If I go into D, I can use the DRVM, the driving rear view monitor, to see what's happening behind me. So these are the features that makes the Verna stand out. You also have a completely fully DG console. It looks funky, the way the reading comes out looks really nice, but at the same time there are a few things which I am assuming could have been better given the modern day combination. For example, no flat bottom steering over here, and even the area around the climate control, the knobs, they look dated now. Of course, an all-new Verna is due in some time, and when that vehicle comes, it will be a different thing altogether. But as of now, from a driver's perspective, sitting over here, you can see I'm a tall person. I have ample amount of headroom in spite of the sunroof. The sunroof adds to the airy feel. The driver's throne is good. You have a good visibility. So that has always been a strong point about the Verna. It hasn't changed. How are things at the back? Well, let's have a look. So the second row of the Verna. First of all, you immediately realize that you sit quite low down over here. The seats are a bit low. They are comfortable, and because they are low, in spite of the low height of the car from the outside, you have headroom over here. Now this seat is positioned for my height. I stand 6 feet tall, and as you can see, I have approximately 2 to 3 inches of space left. Of course, the City and the Ciaz, they are in a different league altogether. So if you want to have a chauffeur driven car, you might have to look elsewhere. But if you are a family man, you'll be driving yourself on weekdays, you are a young person, you want to have fun with the car, and the rear seat is not too important for you, then no issues over here. That said, you have this lovely manual blind over here, very good for the Indian summer. The sunroof adds to the airy feel. You have your charging outlet, you have your AC vents over here. So overall, things are pretty decent. The only issue is the space. We all know that. So in the current generation Verna, you will not have as much space as the Ciaz and the City. One thing I forgot is that the doors, they do open very wide, so getting in and out is not a big issue. The door pads are generous, you can keep a bottle over here, and in the top end model you have these pockets behind the seats. The back is also a bit scooped out, so if you have a 6 feet tall person sitting over here, an equally tall person can sit very easily. So if you have a shorter driver or if you are short in height, there is enough space in the Verna. So overall, feature loaded, comfortable ergonomics, and the interiors remain as good as the earlier Verna. Now the 2020 Verna comes with 3 engine options. The same ones can be found in other Kia and Hyundai offerings. We're driving the 1.5 petrol with the IVD or the CVT automatic gearbox. It's also available with a manual. You have the 1.5 diesel as well, and you have a 1000cc turbo petrol with 120 PS of power and really a hood to drive. That's only available in the top spec in the DCT automatic. By the way, the 1000cc turbo petrol automatic and this one, the 1.5 petrol automatic, the pricing is the difference is hardly 10 to 15,000 rupees. So if you want an old school bigger engine, pick this. If you want thrills of a turbo, you can pick that. The diesel on the other hand is a brilliant motor in terms of the good combination of low NVH levels. It's smooth, it's torquey, and it's efficient. So if you have a lot of running to do, a lot of driving to do, at least 80-90 kilometers on a daily basis, I would say pick the diesel. But if you are a practical person, you have a lot of city runs to do, you drive the car yourself, this one, the CVT, is really a gem of an engine. It goes about doing its duties in such a able manner. The part throttle response, which we all want in moving traffic, is simply superb. And because there are no gears, it's infinite ratios, the CVT, you don't feel any jerks or any upshift and downshift. So the whole experience of driving is so seamless. In fact, I'm in love with this for my city runs. It's day number 4 of the Verna with me, and I am not missing a conventional automatic. Of course, when I want to go fast, the rubber band effects comes in, the RPM, you can hear that, the RPM rises. You also have a corresponding increase in velocity, but no comparisons to a DCT or a normal automatic for flat out. So on the whole, in terms of the powertrains, 1000cc petrol, very good performance, DCT automatic, 1.5 diesel, practical for long runs. But this is a surprise package. I'm really happy with the 1.5 non-turbo CVT, a very good surprise package. Yours for the top end is 13.8 extra room. You will not be disappointed. The Verna retains its easygoing nature. The steering is light. You can throw it into corners and curves. You will not be disappointed. It's a very good compromise and combination of dynamics and comfort, I would say. So that is retained, and it's a good thing that has not changed. So easygoing nature, visibility is nice, airy feel thanks to the sunroof, and NVH levels is one thing I really want to say. The outside world remains outside. The audio system is on. If it's on, the AC on step 2 or step 3, and you will be in your own space. You know, the outside noise, horns, or whatever remains outside. Even at higher speeds, the wind noise and the road noise is really well controlled. So I think in terms of insulation, Hyundai has done a fantastic job with the Verna. So there you go, the 2020 Hyundai Verna for you. Now, across a lot of parameters of design, of features, of 3 engine options, or the driving factor, this one ticks all the right boxes. Of course, if you want to be chauffeur driven, look elsewhere. But for every other demand and need in the segment, the new 2020 Verna deserves a serious look. What do you feel about the Verna? Let us know in the comment section below, guys. And of course, more such videos are gonna come from the Indian automotive industry. To get a notification, you know what to do. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.